The numbers swim before my eyes, mocking me with their implications. $847,000. Gone, just like that, transferred out of our joint account 3 days ago while I was busy planning the perfect anniversary dinner. I'm heaven, and I've spent 5 years building a life with a man who just emptied our savings without a word. My fingers hover over the keyboard, trembling slightly as I scan the transaction details again. The cursor blinks steadily, unlike my racing heart. Each click through our online banking history reveals more. Smaller transfers I'd missed, scattered throughout the past 6 months, like breadcrumbs leading to this massive withdrawal. Darling, are you ready? Liam's voice floats up from downstairs. Mother's expecting us at 7 sharp. I close the laptop, muscle memory taking over as I apply a final coat of lipstick. Just finishing up, I call back, my voice steady despite the acid churning in my stomach. The mirror shows a woman I barely recognize. Perfectly coiffed hair, designer dress, practiced smile. Behind that facade, calculations race through my mind. 847,000, our entire safety net, our future children's college fund, our dream house down payment. Liam appears in the doorway, adjusting his tie. You look stunning. His smile doesn't quite reach his eyes, though Mother might say that neckline is a bit daring for a family dinner. Monica always finds something to criticize, I say, reaching for my clutch. It's practically a tradition at this point. He frowns slightly. She means well. You know how important family values are to her. Family values? Right, like draining shared accounts without discussion. Speaking of family, I say carefully, I was thinking we should review our financial planning soon. With the baby discussion coming up, his shoulders tense almost imperceptibly. Let's not start this now. We're already running late, and you know how Father feels about punctuality. Of course, Derek's punctuality fetish ranks higher than discussing the disappearance of nearly $1 million. In the car, Liam chatters about work, about Marcus's latest business venture, about everything except what matters. I nod at appropriate intervals, watching his hands on the steering wheel. Hands I once thought would never hurt me. Marcus mentioned an interesting investment opportunity, he says, turning onto his parents' tree-lined street. High risk, high reward situation. The kind of thing that could set us up for life. My throat tightens. Is that so? You'd love it, actually. It's all about market disruption and innovative tech solutions. Right up your alley with your marketing background. The massive iron gates of his parents' estate swing open, and I think about disruption, about innovation, about solutions. We should discuss it properly, he continues, pulling into the circular driveway. Maybe over dinner tomorrow, just the two of us? I touch the phone in my clutch, thinking of the screenshots I took earlier, of the email I've drafted to our bank's fraud department, of the consultation appointment I've scheduled with a divorce attorney. Tomorrow sounds perfect, I say, smiling as he opens my door. I have quite a few things I'd like to discuss. Monica appears in the doorway, elegant as always in her pearls and judgment. Heaven, darling, you're 3 minutes late. And that dress, well, we can't all have natural sophistication, can we? I kiss her cheek, breathing in her expensive perfume. Good evening, Monica. You're right. Some things just can't be bought. Behind me, Liam coughs uncomfortably. If he only knew how much truth that statement held. 847,000 truths, to be exact. Derek's voice booms from inside. Are you all going to stand there all evening? The chef prepared duck, and it won't wait forever. As we step inside their marble fortress, I think about ducks, how they appear so calm above water while paddling furiously beneath the surface. How appropriate. Coming, Father, Liam calls out, his hand pressing against my lower back, guiding me forward. I let him think he's still in control. For now. After all, revenge, like duck, is best served cold. The duck sits untouched on my plate, while Monica dissects my career choices with surgical precision. Each word is a carefully crafted blade designed to slip between my ribs without leaving visible wounds. I was speaking with Caroline Thompson last week, Monica says, dabbing her lips with a monogrammed napkin. Her daughter-in-law just left her position at Goldman Sachs to focus on family. Such a wise decision, don't you think? I spear a roasted potato, imagining it's something else. How fortunate she had that choice. Choice? Derek's laugh booms across the dining room. It's about priorities, young lady. When I married Monica, she understood her role immediately. Liam shifts in his chair beside me, suddenly fascinated by the crystal chandelier above us, the same way he becomes conveniently deaf whenever his parents start their weekly assault on my life choices. Speaking of priorities, Monica continues, I noticed you haven't been attending the country club charity meetings lately, Heaven. The committee really needs dedicated members who can commit proper time. The weight of 847,000 missing dollars sits heavy in my stomach. Work has been particularly demanding. We're launching a major campaign next month. Campaigns come and go. Monica waves her hand dismissively. Family legacy endures. Isn't that right, Liam? Actually, Liam straightens, finally finding his voice. Heaven's been instrumental in securing several high-profile clients. Her latest project could revolutionize our financial situation. I freeze mid-bite. Our financial situation. The audacity nearly makes me laugh. Financial situation? Derek's bushy eyebrows draw together. Son, is there something we should know? Nothing concerning, Liam says quickly, too quickly. Just exploring some innovative investment opportunities with Marcus. Monica's perfectly plucked eyebrows arch. Marcus? That boy has always been rather impulsive with money. He's matured, Liam defends. His latest venture shows real promise. Heaven, tell them about the projected returns we discussed. My wine glass pauses halfway to my lips. We hadn't discussed anything. Why don't you explain it, darling? You understand the numbers better than I do. Liam launches into a complicated explanation about market disruption and emerging technologies. I watch Monica's face tighten with each word, her fingers whitening around her fork. Derek's expression grows increasingly thunderous. Enough, Derek cuts in. This sounds exactly like that ridiculous cryptocurrency scheme you nearly fell for 3 years ago. Have you learned nothing from our guidance? Father, this is different. Different? Monica's voice could freeze hell. Different like that real estate venture in Dubai? Or that startup that promised to revolutionize dog walking? I sit back, watching the show unfold. Every failed investment they mention is news to me. How many other financial secrets is Liam hiding? Perhaps, I interject smoothly, we could discuss something lighter. Monica, those new drapes in the foyer are exquisite. Yes, Monica seizes the change of subject, though her eyes remain sharp. Custom made in Italy. Speaking of which, Heaven, that dress, is it off the rack? Vintage Dior, actually. Some things are worth the investment. Liam coughs violently into his napkin. When he emerges, his face is flushed. Shall we move to the sitting room for coffee? In the ornate hallway, he grabs my elbow. What are you doing? Supporting my husband. I smile sweetly. Isn't that what you always want? You're being deliberately provocative. Am I? I thought I was being innovative, disruptive even. His fingers tighten. We'll discuss this at home. Yes, I agree, watching Monica hover near the sitting room door, clearly straining to hear. We have so much to discuss. Heaven, darling, Monica calls out. Come help me with the coffee service. I want to share my thoughts about proper family planning. I extract myself from Liam's grip. Of course, Monica. I'm always eager to learn about proper investments. The crystal coffee cups chime like warning bells as I follow her into the kitchen, leaving Liam to face his father's continued interrogation. 847,000 questions are about to become the least of his problems. After all, Monica always says family comes first, and I'm about to give her a lesson in exactly what that means. The private investigator's photos spread across my desk like fallen autumn leaves, each one more damning than the last. Liam and Marcus at exclusive restaurants, high-end clubs, private meetings with people I don't recognize. 5 weeks of surveillance captured in glossy 8 by 10 prints, telling a story my husband never meant for me to read. Your husband's been busy, the investigator had said, sliding me the final report. The withdrawals align perfectly with these meetings. Always in cash, always after hours. I traced the timestamp on one photo, taken the exact day of our missing 847,000. My office door clicks open. Heaven? It's Sophia, my new project manager. The client meeting's in 10 minutes, but you might want to see this first. She places her tablet in front of me, open to a business news site. The headline hits like a physical blow. Tech startup Nexus Ventures under federal investigation for suspected fraud. Marcus's company, the one Liam couldn't stop talking about at his parents' dinner. Isn't this the firm your husband was considering investing in? Sophia asks carefully. My laugh sounds hollow even to my own ears. Considering? Right? My phone buzzes, Monica's name flashing on the screen. I silence it, but it starts again immediately. Then my work line rings. Heaven speaking? Why aren't you answering your cell? Monica's voice crackles with barely contained fury. Have you seen the news? Tell me Liam didn't actually invest in that criminal enterprise. I study one of the surveillance photos. Liam handing Marcus a thick envelope outside an upscale bar. I'm afraid I can't tell you that, Monica. What do you mean you can't? Did you know about this? Did you encourage him? I have to go. Client meeting. Don't you dare hang up on. I replace the receiver with exquisite care, though what I really want is to throw it through the window. Heaven? Sophia hovers uncertainly. Should we reschedule the meeting? No. I stand, smoothing my skirt. We're launching this campaign perfectly on schedule. Everything else can burn. The client meeting passes in a blur of presentations and handshakes. I maintain my professional smile while my phone vibrates continuously in my bag. Monica, Derek, unknown numbers that are probably reporters. Afterward, Sophia follows me back to my office. There's something else, she says, closing the door. Marcus was just arrested. It's all over social media. Right on cue, my office phone lights up again. This time, it's Liam. Where are you? His voice is tight with panic. We need to talk, now. I'm working. Unlike some people, I actually earn my money. This isn't funny, Heaven. Everything's falling apart. Father's lawyers are calling. The SEC wants documents. How much? I interrupt. What? How much of our money did you give Marcus? The silence stretches so long I think he's hung up. Then, barely audible. All of it. I close my eyes, grip the edge of my desk. And the money from your parents? Another devastating pause. That too. Sophia touches my shoulder gently, but I shake my head. I need to stay standing. Heaven, please, Liam's voice cracks. I need you to come home. We have to figure this out together. You're the only one who can help me explain this to Mother and Father. Of course, that's what this is really about, saving face with Monica and Derek. I have another meeting, I lie smoothly. Why don't you go explain it to Marcus instead? Oh, wait. This isn't a joke. No, I agree. It's karma. I hang up, then turn to Sophia. I need a favor. She nods without hesitation. Anything. Help me pack up my office. I think it's time for a career change. Are you sure? The campaign will be brilliant under your leadership. I start gathering the surveillance photos. I have a different project to focus on now. My phone buzzes again. Evelyn this time. Her message is simple. Your guest room is ready whenever you need it. I look at the last photo in the stack. Liam and Marcus, laughing over expensive whiskey. probably celebrating their clever investment strategy. They look so confident, so certain of their immunity to consequences. Sophia, I say, how much do you know about forensic accounting? She raises an eyebrow. Enough to be dangerous. Why? I smile, and for the first time today, it feels real. Because I think it's time to disrupt the market. Evelyn's guest room feels like a confessional at midnight. I sit cross-legged on the bed, spreading out the documents Sophia helped me gather. Bank statements, transfer records, text messages retrieved from our shared cloud account. Each piece fits into a puzzle I never wanted to solve. You need to eat something, Evelyn says from the doorway, holding a plate of pasta she probably stress cooked. Revenge plotting requires sustenance. My phone lights up with another message from Monica. Derek's having chest pains. I hope you're satisfied with what you've done to this family. They're trying to guilt you back, Evelyn observes, setting down the plate. Classic manipulation. It's not just guilt. I hold up my laptop, showing her the email I received an hour ago. Liam's lawyers are claiming I knew about the investments. They're trying to make me complicit. Evelyn sits beside me, her nurse's scrub still on from her shift. Can they prove it? No, but they don't need to. They just need to threaten me enough to force a settlement. I push away the pasta. Monica's already called the hospital board about your harboring of a financial criminal. Let her call. I've survived worse than country club politics. Evelyn's phone buzzes. She checks it, her expression darkening. Speaking of survival, Sophia just sent something you need to see. The attachment opens to reveal a draft press release from Liam's firm. My stomach drops as I read the headline. Financial analyst claims whistleblower status in tech fraud case. He's trying to get ahead of it, I whisper, paint himself as the victim who discovered Marcus's scheme. Smart move, Evelyn admits, unless someone has evidence proving otherwise. I think of the surveillance photos, the transfer records, the text messages. I do, but using it means destroying him completely. His career, his reputation, his relationship with his parents. Unlike what he did to you? Before I can answer, my phone rings. Unknown number. Heaven speaking. Mrs. Crawford? A crisp, professional voice. This is Janet Chin from the SEC's Enforcement Division. We'd like to schedule an interview regarding your husband's involvement with Nexus Ventures. My legal training from years of marketing compliance kicks in. I'll need to consult with my attorney before. Of course. However, you should know that cooperation at this stage could be beneficial to your personal situation. I catch Evelyn's eye. She nods slowly. Actually, Ms. Chen, I think I have some documents you might find interesting. After arranging tomorrow's meeting, I stare at the phone in my hand. 5 years of marriage reduced to evidence files and legal leverage. Heaven? Evelyn touches my shoulder. You okay? My voice catches. I keep thinking about the day we bought our house, how Liam insisted on putting both names on the deed because we're in this together. He looked so sincere. Sincerity is easy when you're planning to use someone as a shield. My phone chimes with a text from Sophia. Database access granted. You won't believe what I found in the archived emails. Another message follows immediately. Also, having dinner with that forensic accountant tomorrow. Join us? Something warm flutters in my chest, different from the cold determination that's been driving me lately. Go, Evelyn says, reading my expression. You need allies who understand both sides of this fight. What about you? Monica won't stop until... Until what? Until she realizes she raised a son who'd sacrifice his wife to save himself? Evelyn starts gathering the scattered papers. Some people need to learn that control is an illusion. My phone buzzes again. Liam this time. His message is short. Please come home. We can fix this together. I love you. 3 weeks ago, those words would have melted my resolve. Now they just strengthen it. I text back. You're right. We should talk. Meet me at the SEC office tomorrow at 10 a.m. What are you thinking? Evelyn asks, watching me power down my laptop. I pick up the pasta fork, finally hungry. I'm thinking it's time to show them what happens when you mistake someone's kindness for weakness. And Sophia? I smile, tasting the first bite of food that hasn't felt like ash in my mouth for days. I'm thinking about that too. The lawyer's office smells like leather and privilege, the kind of place that charges you just for breathing their air. I'm here because of a letter, crisp white envelope, my Aunt Catherine's elegant handwriting, delivered by courier this morning. $800,000, the lawyer repeats, sliding the paperwork across his mahogany desk. Left solely to you, Mrs. Crawford. Your aunt was quite specific about the terms. My hands don't shake as I read the document, though they should. The amount matches almost exactly what Liam took. A cosmic joke or karmic intervention, I'm not sure which. My phone vibrates. Sophia texting updates about the SEC meeting. Liam's lawyer requesting postponement, claiming new evidence of joint financial decisions. Is there anything else I should know about the inheritance? I ask the lawyer, ignoring the message for now. He hesitates, adjusting his tie. Your aunt left a personal letter. She requested it be delivered only after you'd received news of the inheritance. The second envelope feels heavier than paper should. I slip it into my bag just as another message arrives. Monica this time. Derek's being admitted to the cardiac unit. Your selfishness is destroying this family. The funds can be transferred immediately, the lawyer continues. However, given your current marital situation, you've been speaking with Liam's attorneys. He doesn't deny it. They've expressed concerns about asset division during this sensitive time. My laugh sounds foreign even to me. Of course they have. Outside, the autumn air carries a hint of smoke. My phone rings. Evelyn. How'd it go? I'm rich, I say, starting to walk. Or I will be, once the vultures finish circling. Heaven. Her voice turns serious. Liam's at the hospital with his parents. He's telling everyone you knew about the Nexus investments from the beginning. I stop walking. What? He's claiming you encouraged him to invest because Marcus promised you a marketing contract with the company. The sidewalk seems to tilt beneath my feet. In my bag, Aunt Catherine's letter burns like a brand. Heaven? Sophia's voice now. I didn't realize Evelyn had conferenced her in. I found something in the archived emails. Marcus sent Liam a proposal 6 months ago, listing you as potential marketing director for Nexus. I know. The document's metadata shows it was created the day after you rejected Marcus's drunk pass at the company Christmas party. The pieces click together with nauseating clarity. Marcus's resentment, Liam's sudden interest in Nexus, the missing money. My phone chimes with another message. Unknown number. Your aunt made the right choice. Time to make yours. M. Heaven? Both Evelyn and Sophia speaking now. What do you want to do? I pull out Aunt Catherine's letter, tear it open right there on the street. My dearest Heaven, you were always too good for them. The boy who saw you as a shield, the woman who saw you as a threat, the man who confused control with love. This money isn't just an inheritance, it's your key to the cage they built around you. Use it wisely, use it ruthlessly. Most importantly, use it for yourself. All my love, Catherine. Heaven. Sophia again, gentle but urgent. The SEC wants to move up the meeting. They're interested in the marketing contract angle. I think of Monica at her dinner table, surgically dissecting my worth, of Derek's dismissive lectures about financial responsibility, of Liam's practiced sincerity while he drained our accounts. Tell them I'll be there in an hour, I say, already flagging down a taxi. And Sophia, bring every email, every document, every piece of evidence we've gathered. It's time to show them what ruthless really looks like. What about Derek? Evelyn asks. He's actually ill, Heaven. Good, I say, surprising myself with how much I mean it. Let them all feel what it's like to be vulnerable for once. The taxi pulls up. Through the window, I catch my reflection. Shoulders straight, eyes clear, Aunt Catherine's letter clutched in my hand like a weapon. Heaven? Sophia's voice softens. Whatever you decide, I'm with you. Something warm unfurls in my chest, pushing back against the cold determination that's been driving me. I know, I say, and for the first time in weeks, my smile feels real. That's what real family does. The hospital corridor stretches endless and white, my heels clicking like time bombs against the linoleum. Ahead, Monica's voice carries from Derek's private room, sharp with accusation. She's trying to destroy everything we've built, Derek, using that inheritance to blackmail our son. I pause outside the door, Aunt Catherine's letter burning in my pocket. Before I can enter, Liam emerges, his face carved with calculated concern. Perfect timing, he says, loud enough for his parents to hear. We were just discussing the beach house investment, the one you agreed would be perfect for starting our family. I never agreed to any beach house, but then I never agreed to be the scapegoat for his financial crimes either. Heaven, darling. Monica appears beside him, pearls gleaming like armor. Your inheritance is truly a blessing, the perfect solution to all our recent difficulties. Through the doorway, I glimpse Derek in his hospital bed, monitors beeping steadily. His eyes meet mine, cold despite his condition. The papers are ready, Liam continues smoothly. Just need your signature to transfer the funds. Then we can put this whole Nexus situation behind us. My phone vibrates. Sophia's name flashing. I silence it without looking. Actually, I say, I've already allocated those funds. The temperature in the corridor drops 10 degrees. You what? Monica's voice could freeze hell. I've invested it, all of it, in my future. Liam steps closer, his cologne suffocating. What exactly does that mean? It means I bought out your position at the firm. He laughs, but there's panic beneath the sound. That's impossible. The partners would never. They would when presented with evidence of your involvement in Marcus's fraud. Turns out your father's colleagues aren't keen on family loyalty when it threatens their profits. Monica's hand flies to her throat. You vindictive little heaven. Derek's voice cuts through, weaker than I've ever heard it. Come here. I enter the room, keeping my distance from the bed. The mighty Derek Crawford, laid low by stress and betrayal, but not mine. You think you're being clever, he says, but you've just proven everything we ever suspected about you. A gold digger using our son for social climbing. Interesting theory. I pull out my phone, opening the email I received an hour ago. Should we discuss the offshore accounts you helped Liam set up? The ones where my stolen money was supposed to hide until the Nexus investigation blew over? The monitor's beeping accelerates. Derek? Monica rushes to his side. Darling, your heart. Everything I did, Liam says quietly, dangerously, I did for this family's legacy, for our future children. The children you discussed having with Jessica from accounting? Those futures. His face goes slack. Behind him, Monica's eyes widen with genuine shock. My phone buzzes again, Sophia, then Evelyn in rapid succession. Something's happening, but I can't stop now. You have 1 hour, I tell Liam. Sign the divorce papers, admit your role in the fraud, and I'll leave your parents out of it. Otherwise. Otherwise what? Monica sneers. You'll destroy this family? Look what you're doing to Derek's health already. Is revenge worth killing a man over? The words hit harder than they should. I glance at Derek pale against the hospital sheets, and for a moment I see my father in his final days. Another powerful man laid low by his own choices. Heaven, please. Liam's voice turns soft, reasonable, his most dangerous weapon. We can fix this, together, like we always have. My phone erupts with messages. Sophia, Evelyn, unknown numbers. The SEC must have made their move. Check the news. I say quietly. Liam pulls out his phone. His face drains of color. What? Monica demands. What is it? Marcus, he whispers. He's talking to everyone. The monitors shriek as Derek's heart rate spikes. Medical staff rush in, pushing us aside. In the chaos, I back toward the door. 1 hour, I remind Liam. Tick tock. But as I turn to leave, his last words follow me like a curse. When this is over, you'll have nothing left either. In the elevator, I finally check my messages. Sophia's words blur through unexpected tears. Marcus implicated everyone, including you. They're freezing all accounts, even the inheritance. Heaven, where are you? We need to move fast. The doors open to a lobby full of reporters. Through the glass doors, I see more arriving, cameras ready. Tick-tock indeed. The SEC conference room feels like a gladiator arena, all polished wood and predatory stares. Marcus sits across from me, designer suit replaced by prison orange, his smirk finally wiped away. Liam's at the far end, flanked by lawyers who smell fear like sharks smell blood. Let's review the timeline, Agent Chen says, spreading documents across the table. Mrs. Crawford, you claim you had no knowledge of the Nexus investments. That's correct. My voice stays steady, even as Marcus's leg bounces under the table. Interesting. Chen slides forward an email. This proposal lists you as future marketing director. Your husband claims you orchestrated the entire arrangement. Heaven would never. Sophia starts from beside me, but I touch her arm. Let them play their hand first. Actually, Marcus interrupts, I can clarify that. His eyes lock onto mine, victory gleaming. Heaven and I discussed the position extensively. She was very persuasive. Liam's lawyers lean forward, sensing blood in the water, but I just smile. What date was that discussion, Marcus? He names the Christmas party. Perfect. I nod to Sophia, who opens her laptop. Security footage fills the wall screen. Marcus cornering me at the party, my clear rejection, his drunken aggression. Then a second video, Marcus and Liam in a bar the next day, plotting. Funny thing about revenge, I say quietly, it makes men sloppy. The door bursts open. Monica storms in, Derek shuffling behind her with a nurse's support. This is absurd. Our son would never. Mrs. Crawford, Chen cuts in. This is a closed meeting. I have evidence. Monica slaps down a folder. Proof that Heaven knew everything. Bank statements showing joint decisions. Forged, I interrupt. Like the documents Liam created to access my trust fund 3 years ago. The ones you helped him notarize, Monica. Derek sways slightly. The nurse moves closer, concerned. You ungrateful, Monica starts, but Chen raises her hand. Actually, Mrs. Crawford Sr., we'd like to discuss those notarized documents. Liam stands abruptly. This is a witch hunt. Heaven's trying to destroy my family because I wouldn't let her control our finances. Ask anyone. She's obsessed with money, with status. Like the status of these offshore accounts. I slide forward my final piece of evidence. The ones where my inheritance mysteriously appeared yesterday. The room goes silent. Marcus's leg stops bouncing. That's impossible, Liam whispers. Those transfers were untraceable. Nothing's untraceable, Sophia says quietly, especially when you use the same passwords for everything. Your anniversary date? Really? Chen's team moves quickly after that. As they read Marcus his updated rights, as Monica crumples into a chair, as Derek's nurse insists he return to the hospital, Liam just stares at me. Why? He finally asks. I loved you. No, I stand, gathering my things. You loved what I represented. The perfect wife, the social shield, the convenient scapegoat. Just like your parents loved the idea of control more than they loved you. Heaven, Monica calls out as I reach the door. You've destroyed everything. Are you happy now? I think of Aunt Catherine's letter, of Sophia's hand finding mine under the table, of Evelyn waiting outside with champagne, regardless of the outcome. Actually, Monica, I'm just getting started. The SEC might be interested in those charity foundation accounts you've been managing. Derek groans, clutching his chest. This time, I feel nothing. Tick-tock, I tell them, echoing Liam's threat from the hospital. Better lawyer up. In the hallway, Sophia catches up to me. That was ruthless, beautiful. She hands me a tissue I didn't know I needed. You're shaking. I am. 5 years of manipulation, of subtle degradation, of dreams twisted into weapons, all ended in 45 minutes of calculated destruction. My phone buzzes. Evelyn. News van's outside, ready to face the cameras? I look at Sophia, who hasn't let go of my hand. At the conference room behind us, where Monica's wails echo through the door. At my reflection in the window, shoulders back, head high, finally free. Actually, I say, I have a better idea. We take the back exit, leaving them to face the cameras alone. Let them explain their choices to the world. I have other legacies to build. The auction hammer falls with a crack like destiny. Sold to Ms. Heaven Crawford. Monica and Derek's estate, their pride, their legacy, their fortress of control, now belongs to me. The irony tastes like expensive wine, the kind they used to serve at family dinners while dissecting my worth. Sophia squeezes my hand as the auctioneer moves on to the next foreclosure. We don't stay to watch. Outside, autumn leaves dance across the courthouse steps, and I think of all the papers that brought us here. Divorce decrees, SEC findings, criminal charges, bankruptcy notifications. My phone buzzes, a news alert about Liam's sentencing tomorrow. I delete it without reading. Ready? Sophia asks, keys jingling in her hand. Before I can answer, a familiar voice cuts through the crisp air. Heaven! Monica stands at the bottom of the steps, her Hermes scarf replaced by department store polyester, her pearls conspicuously absent. She looks smaller somehow. I'm not interested in another fight, I tell her. I'm not here to fight. Her voice cracks. I'm here to return something. She holds out an envelope, yellowed with age. My Aunt Catherine's handwriting addresses it to Monica Crawford. Where did you get this? Catherine sent it years ago before, Monica's hands twist together, before we drove her away from the family. I never opened it. I take the envelope, feeling its weight. Why give it to me now? Because she saw what I couldn't, what I refused to see. Monica looks at Sophia, then back to me. She saw how power corrupts love. The envelope contains a single photograph. Young Monica in a nurse's uniform, smiling beside a handsome man who isn't Derek. On the back, Catherine's elegant script. Remember who you were before they told you who to be. His name was James, Monica says softly. He didn't come from the right family. Understanding clicks like handcuffs. So you chose status over love. I chose what I thought was strength. Her eyes drift to the courthouse. Now I have neither. Mrs. Crawford. Sophia steps forward, ever the mediator. The new women's shelter needs administrative help. Someone who understands. No, I fold the photograph into my pocket. Some cycles need to end. Monica nods, dignity still clinging to her shoulders like an old coat. You were always stronger than I was. She turns to leave, then pauses. Derek asked about you at the hospital. Tell him I hope he finds peace. I mean it, surprisingly. Away from here. Sophia and I watch her disappear into the crowd, another ghost of the life I've left behind. My phone buzzes again, Evelyn reminding me about dinner. You okay? Sophia asks as we walk to the car. I think about the estate I just bought, about Monica's photograph, about strength and weakness and the thin line between justice and vengeance. I'm going to turn it into a recovery center, I say, the estate, for people rebuilding their lives after financial abuse. Sophia's smile lights up her whole face. Catherine would be proud. Catherine knew. I pull out her last letter, the one that started everything. She knew I'd have to lose everything to find myself. You didn't lose everything, Sophia reminds me, her fingers lacing through mine. At Evelyn's house, where weekly dinners have replaced the Crawford family traditions, I hang the photograph of young Monica in my room, not as a reminder of victory, but as a warning about the price of fear. My phone lights up one last time. An unknown number, but I know who it is. Hello, Liam. The sentencing's tomorrow? His voice sounds thin, worn. Will you be there? I look at Sophia setting the table with Evelyn, at the life I'm building from the ashes of his betrayal. No, I say quietly. I don't need to watch you fall to know I've risen. After I hang up, I delete his number. Some endings don't need witnesses, just like some vengeance doesn't need violence. Sometimes justice is simply living well, on your own terms. The autumn wind whispers through Evelyn's garden as we gather for dinner, carrying away the last echoes of the Crawford legacy. Tomorrow, I'll start turning their mansion of control into a haven of healing. But tonight, I'm just heaven. No longer a wife seeking revenge, but a woman who found freedom in the ruins of betrayal. And that's the sweetest victory of all.